Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. First carry for Darius Geis. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
Geis with a carry on second down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now third down. Excellent effort defensively by him. 2 tackles for a loss last week, now 1 here in the first quarter.
He's an absolute disruptor, isn't he? And I think most offenses would love to go against guys who just want to hold the point of attack and try and keep things clean for their linebackers. But when they make those moves and they can get upfield past the offensive line into the backfield, that's hard to handle.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Now Haskins, 3rd and long. And that will be incomplete. That's a pretty good opening possession defensively.
And you know the goal is to make something of a statement, especially on the road with your first defensive possession, isn't it? Go right out and establish yourselves and let them know this is going to be tough going all game long.
He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Pulled in at the 24. Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop, a man down on the return. And in week 17, let's hope this won't affect him for the playoffs. We'll step aside. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
On 2nd down, it's Bradley. He's got a 1st down and then some at midfield. And finally down at the 36-yard line. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a 1st down.
I love football lingo and the evolution of it all. Nickel defense makes sense, right? 5 defensive backs. But then you go to 6. What are you going to call that? And they call it a dime. A dime, which is just very simple for them. The math doesn't add up. But I know one thing. Offenses love to run against dime defenses. Typically, the bigger guys have an advantage against the smaller defensive backs when they're blocking downfield.
Yeah, we saw that advantage right there.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
On 2nd down now. It's Bradley, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
Side 56. Mike's 56. Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it. Let's
out of the shotgun. Here's Darnold. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins.
Ups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
56 to Mike, boys. 56. Check 56.
Second and 5 now. Darnold got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set him up first and goal.
What's that? 56, Mike, 56. Here we go. Double tight, guys, double tight. Everyone's got 4 down.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. A great play there. With a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point splits the uprights. And it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense, as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Boy, the run on first down, a disaster as he's tackled well behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually
rush coming, and he's taken down. The safety, Adrian Amos, comes crashing in for the sack.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
Here's Haskins to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where, in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and revert.
And this is caught for a touchdown. Now hold everything here. Flag in the backfield. This one might be coming back. So retract the yardage and retract the touchdown.
And retract the chunk play. Big strike there to get the touchdown. Now they've got to take it back and see if they've got another one still in their arsenal.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. To throw is Darnold. And this one drops incomplete, but I think the defense jumped. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call. Mark off the 5 and keep it moving.
56 is the mic. Who that? Who that?
Here's Darnold. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Andrews. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
56. Check 56. Let's pick it up. It's our time, guys. Our time.
Darnold on first down. Touchdown, Packers. 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Now for the point after. And when the quarterback drops and has a guy that wide open in the end zone, his eyes have to get just as big as grapefruits.
Oh, without a doubt. This is the easiest throw.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Keep playing hard.
At their own 35-yard line.
Here we go.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board.
Let's go.
On first down, this is Geis.
Kill.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On 2nd and 9, Haskins.
There's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first.
44, Mike.
3rd down, here's Haskins. And that is incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And it's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they can really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Darnold, pushing through the contact. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Ryan Anderson, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Darnold looking deep downfield. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. It's a big play that time for the Packers. 44 yards.
Go sack. 51's the mic. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Darnold from the gun. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. Strong safety Landon Collins, the one who got a hand in there, knocked it away.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. Second and goal.
Check it back.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So that's going to move them half the distance.
First of all, you can't jump in this situation, but think about your play calling now. Could easily change what you want to do and maybe make things a little bit easier.
Here's another second and goal, this time from half the distance closer. They'll try to run this one in, and he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. A great effort there with his 14th touchdown of the year, second of the game. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Point after, right down the middle, and that makes the score 21-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Check. You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, you don't want to see me. You don't want to.
Now Haskins on first down. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. Second down, Haskins. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. You can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
The Redskins on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd down and 12. From the gun, Haskins on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 19. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Here we go, D. All day. Defense all day.
To Thompson on the draw. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Man, I got you. 44.
Now Haskins to throw on 2nd down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Check curls, check curls. Hey, he's checking. Crash. Watch out.
Shotgun handoff to Thompson. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
At the 40-yard line.
Mike is 59. Mike's the 59.
Now a toss. This is Geis. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
A 2-yard loss brings up 3rd and 7.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Get him, boys. Get him, boys.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress. Looking for his tight end read, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage.
That was a really nice interception. I think it illustrates the differences between playing man and playing zone. When you're in man, all you're focused on is the receiver in front of you. But when you're in zone, you're allowed to read the quarterback's eyes and go to the ball. That's exactly what happened on that play.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. A good pickup there of 22.
Here we go. 51, 951. Here we go.
On first down, Bradley. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
Watch the pass.
On 2nd and inches, Darnold. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
And that's a crusher right there. Had his man open for a first down, threw a fastball when that wasn't necessary, Incomplete pass. When are these quarterbacks going to learn? You don't get extra points for how hard you throw the football.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And that stretches this lead even further. It's now 24-0. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
Let's go, let's go.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Throwing now, Haskins on first down. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Was trying to get it to Terry McLaurin. That'll bring up second down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Mike, 36. Mike.
Again, it's Haskins. Complete. Richardson has it. And he'll get this up near midfield, but that's still a few yards shy of the first down. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down.
You better be ready.
Final play of the half, it's Haskins. And this is incomplete. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40.
56. Hey, Charlie.
56 is the mic.
Darnold down to throw. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 23 yards on the play.
First down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Man, I got you.
Hey, lady. Watch the safety creep. Hey, check 24. Check 24.
61, matchbox lights.
Now Darnold. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Zach Ertz. His 5th touchdown now on the year as his guys continue to pour it on. Extra point attempt to follow here. And the lead will grow by one more.
Makes the score Packers 31, Redskins nothing.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken in at the 1. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use, just something to get you off to a quick start.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held it. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
At the 24-yard line.
Go on, Mike. Mike 51. Hey, let's calm down. Hey, let's go.
After the interception, here's Darnold. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. And give credit to Reuben Foster, the linebacker, getting a hand in to disrupt.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Championships, baby.
Back to throw, Darnold. And he'll find Hall. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up 1st and goal. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
It's our time. It's our time, guys. It's our time.
Here's Darnold. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Ryan Kerrigan in there for the sack, and it's an important one from a personal standpoint, as that is sack number 100 in what has certainly been a terrific career to this point. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Now it's Darnold. Looking in zone, but it's incomplete. Back-to-back great plays defensively. You get the sack on 1st and goal. A great job in coverage there. All of a sudden, they're looking at 3rd and goal from further back than when they started.
And the really good play callers look ahead and down and distance sequence. Now he's got to backtrack a little bit and go maybe off his play sheet to try and dial something up here.
56 the mic, boys. 56.
Now Darnold on 3rd and goal. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Zach Ertz, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point right down the middle, and that will extend this big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. From the 25 on second down, Haskins looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards that time and a Washington first.
Washington Redskins first down. First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Down. Ancient Gator. Hey, me and you all day. All day. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Running with the fullback, Alex Arma. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington first down.
I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that. But this guy, he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the passer. Handing the ball, he might want to get out of the way.
It's Geis on the counter. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
Buddy up. Check. 59. I got you, punk. Short.
59's Mike. Check. 59.
Go.
Here we go. Mike's 5'9. Danny.
Now on second and 13. Haskins. This one complete to Jordan Reed. 23 yards the pickup there.
Get ready.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target.
Hey, we got to get this stop here, D. Check that.
Now a handoff. Geis going right. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. And that's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage.
6 guy. Check 6 guy. Back.
Now on second and 16. Haskins dancing to his left. That's going to be caught by Richardson. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a second and long after the holding call.
Watch 36 to Mike.
Hey, we heavy on the edges.
Go. He's coming to you. He's coming to you.
Off the play fake. Here's Haskins. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Adrian Amos with a pick.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly...
He's got a man, complete. And out across midfield down to the 45. Give him 30 yards there. Charles, you talk so much about quick change plays. There's one right there. You get the turnover, and boom, hit him with a big one.
The defenses plan for this all the time. They work on it in practice. But in the middle of the game, when that quick change takes place, oftentimes guys aren't as focused as they need to be.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
Now, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away. Turned into a nice play.
1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins' 26. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Back now at FedEx Field, and this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
Check 3. Check 24. Check 24.
Red 80. Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
Switch.
Red 80.
Watch twist. Watch that.
They'll try to run this one in. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. A great play there. Taking it in as his guys continue to pour it on. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead will swell by 1 more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
The Redskins take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
They go play action now. Haskins. Throw left side complete. It's Richardson. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
The Redskins on 3rd down. As bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Now Haskins to throw it. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off right around the 43. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. And they give this time to the tailback. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
56. Mike's 56. I got you, son. I got you.
To throw is Darnold. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. 17 yards on the play there as the Packers have the first down as well. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. Give them 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well.
56 is the mic. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen, watch the screen.
On 1st and 10, Darnold. And he slings one that's incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Darnold. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9.
Hey, Delta.
Here we go, here we go.
Darnold to throw again. Throwing right, and that's complete. And they're going to get him down well short of the first, as he can only get this to about the 19. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. And now what the heck is this? A punt formation from the red zone? He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away.
Good work, boys. Let's go, let's go.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
49, guys. Mike, 49.
Right here, right here.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Haskins. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Emmanuel Ogbah. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. On play action, Haskins slings this deep from McLaurin. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Darnold. Wide open receiver complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. And now what the heck is this? A punt formation from the red zone? On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away.
The Redskins take over.
Let's go. Let's do this.
At their own 20-yard line.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5.
Go.
The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up
in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Kenny Clark in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
Now Haskins, 3rd and long. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
And we're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here.
On the keeper. A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the Redskins' 38-yard line.
50. We're gonna sign it. Boys, 56. Check 56. You must be getting tired of seeing me.
So it's all over. A Green Bay victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Green Bay, a final win here means they'll finish at 14-2. And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for Washington, they go out with a bit of a whimper as they wrap up a very trying 3-13 season. And this front office will have plenty of work to do in the draft and through free agency to turn this ship around. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.